What up, guys? Welcome back to Base Damage. This week I'm finally able to put out my two Overrule deck, and I say my two Overrule. I've already posted up Alien, the Yamikan build, basically yellow green. Yellow green finally is able to, weirdly enough, decide on a version. For a while, I had been testing both. The one that uses the Taige clone and the one that uses the Renrune engine. And I like both. So I thought, well, what the fuck am I going to do for a deck profile? Should I just post up both, or should I do what? I don't know. So I said fuck it. I fused them together. If you get the reference, whatever. I fused it together and did not give a fuck. This has actually worked out pretty fucking well. Cutting back on a couple level 3s and a couple other cards because I run less level 0s than most people anyway. I figured might as well go ahead and try this out, and actually upped a couple copies of some other cards before this because I hadn't been seeing Yamikan as much as I wanted. But this is basically kind of the build that I finalized on, and at this point, I don't care who it pisses off. I'm just ready for the whole debate to be over with everyone. This giant pissing match of Renrune engine is bad or good, or the Taige version is bad or good. Fuck it. I mean, play what the hell you want. This is what I'm playing. So let's get right off into the level 0s. A lot of these, I'm just gonna try to use the terminology and not have to go into the effects too terribly much. Let's see. Okay, so 3 copies of Sitting Mikan. This is the anti-salvage of the deck. I wanted to see this more, so I put in another copy. There's also a 500 assist in front, and when it's played, you can mill 3 cards from the top of your deck. That is completely optional, and more often than not, that's actually a very fucking useful effect. Next, we have 4 copies of Cute Pajamas Mikan. This is a very powerful card, and I did not realize how useful the whole manipulating your clock was until I started using this card, and this is just really good. On play, ditch a card. You can add a Houseworker transformation from your clock to your hand and then deal yourself a damage from the top of the deck. It also has a Brainstorm. You pay 1, rest 2 characters, mill 4. For every climax, you can search your deck for a Housework or transformation character. It's trans, I know, but I'm saying transformation because I don't know who else is going to get offended off me saying trans. For a Houseworker transformation character, add it to your hand, and beautiful effect. The cool thing is you can still play her like front row, tap your back row without having to tap her. It's not specifically tap her, just tap any 2 characters. So, useful to do that. Especially because the main 2 that you want to set up are this and the level 1 Yami. And those don't have any tap effects anyway, so you don't mind being able to do that. So, 4 copies of the level 0 Ren. This is part of the Renrune engine, and when it dies, you can pay 1 and discard 1 card to summon this from your waiting room to the field, and then add a copy of this from your waiting room to your hand. You could just pitch a copy of this and then add it back. It doesn't matter. So you might as well say Hibiki, Verni, Kaini. Kind of. Just as far as it's essentially their Verni to be able to maintain some advantage, especially being able to summon level 1s at level 0 is good. That's its only effect. Lastly is this Sitting Maya. 3 copies of it. I actually upped it. I was only running 2 for a bit, and then it just works out a whole lot better at 3. I took out the Sitting Yui Clock Bomb just for the fuck of it. Just like it's good, don't get me wrong, but every now and then you just want to be able to see your Housework transformation stuff, so it's all good. For this, when it becomes reversed, you can pay 1 stock and then send it to your clock to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, pick 1 of them, add to your hands, and the other to the waiting room. And it doesn't specify what type of card it has to be. You could add a climax off of it, or an event. It doesn't matter. And that is my level 0 lineup, just straight up. So 8, 14. And it works out pretty well. So, well. Yeah. I'm not German, I swear. Level 1s is hefty, but it works. So, first off, we got 4 copies of their Shimikaze, quote-unquote, Climax combo with Taiyaki Keyholder, the green one, not the yellow one. Also, if all your characters are Houseworker transformation, she gains 1,000 power. So she's constantly at 55 in this deck, just straight up. So, really powerful. Off that effect, being able to play the 1k1, she's a 65 basically when she swings, before any of the buffs. On reverse of the battle opponent, if this is in the climax area, you can search your deck for a house circle transformation and add it to your hand. It also combos with this Taiyaki Memories. Not Taiyaki Memories, I'm sorry, that's a level 0. Memories that connect to the future Yami. Sorry. This is one of the basically the other big back row that you want. And really at 2, it's perfectly fine. First effect is plus 500 to the house circle transformation characters in front of her. So basically how you'd see it, kind of like that. So 500 assists to the house circle transformation in front of her, and also gives them character encore. And this is where you get some of the controversy in, but that's whatever. Also, climax combo with Taiyaki Keyholder. When Taiyaki Keyholder is played, give a character plus 2,000 power. Just so makes it so these can try to reverse easier if you have this in the back row as well. Really good. The level 1 Vernie, quote unquote. On play, you don't have to worry about that for the first effect if you summon it through the Ren. But for the first effect, if you basically play her from hand, you have to top check if that character is not a transformation character. At the end of the turn, she would go to the waiting room. But that's perfectly fine, because if you summon her off the Ren, that effect doesn't even apply. And lastly, she has Clock Encore. So that's all you have to worry about for that. Alright, get that off the field. Then we have 2 copies of Comforting Warmth. Is a level 1 cost. That's also a 1 cost, but level 1 cost event. And when you play it, you can search your deck for a housework and a transformation character, up to 1 of each, and add them to your hand, and then discard 1 card. It sets up plays. It just sets up plays like crazy. Really good. Next, we have 2 copies of this 2K. Basically, it's a straight up 2K backup. When it's normally a 1K, but when you play it, if you have a housework transformation character, which is the whole fucking deck, you can give that character in battle a additional 1,000. So you might as well just say it's a free 2K backup, just constantly. I kept it at 2. Then we have 2 copies of Taige Clone, Naptime Yamikan. If she's on field, she gets plus 500 for every other housework transformation character on your field. So she can become a 65 off her own effect. I was running 3. The problem with that is I had to put in another copy of Darkness Plan to make it work better as far as how I wanted the deck to run. I was testing it out with 3 copies of this and only 2 copies of the Darkness Plan. But I put back in 1 copy of Darkness Plan to take this out. And that's basically what I would try to switch out to test more stuff if you wanted to try it yourself. But that's how it's working. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16 level 1s, but it's necessary. Technically, we have 4 more level 1s coming up, or 3 more level 1s coming up, quote unquote. And that is the level 2 rune, and this is the only level 2 that I got, is a level 2 1 cost 95 beat stick. The drawback, and this is where I still don't fucking care, because this, just saying, I'm just gonna leave this on the fucking field for a bit. She gets -1 level while she's on stage. So everyone's like, oh, but she dies to level 1 reversers. And I'm like, bitch, you make her a 10k with character encore. Fuck it, I don't care. So leave you on the field. 3 copies of her, and that's all you need for the engine. So getting into the level 3s, we're going to set you right there, Yami, because you're going to be relevant in another second here. Level 3s, 3 copies of Darkness Plan. On play, or it's a counter event. You give the character, when you use it, plus 1,500 power, and the opponent, because there is no errata for this card, the opponent's character cannot deal damage to a character this turn. So very powerful. It's a hefty 3 cost, but it's won me games, just straight up. Really good. Other cards that I cut down for making space for the level 1s was some of the level 3 Mikans. Usually I would run like 2 to 3 copies of this, but I decided not to. So I pulled this down to 1. So she is a plus 500 for every other housework transformation as well. And on play, you can heal 1. So that is basically what she does. I honestly consider dropping this all together, because in all the times that I've played this deck, regardless of the version, I've summoned Mayo 1 time out of so many games. I've only summoned her once. Because once I got these Yamis, it didn't fucking matter. Anyway, On play, you can look at up to X cards from the top of your deck, and the X is equal to the number of house or transformation characters that you control. So if you have a full field, when you play her, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add any one card from that to your hand. It could be Darkness Plan, it could be Yami, it could be an event. Add it to your hand, the rest go to the waiting room, doesn't matter. Also, during your turn, she gets plus 1,000 power for every house or transformation character other than her that you have. So she can gain plus 4,000. You keep this, you know, character encore is a thing for this. The biggest thing, I'm going to go back into this a little bit, I don't fucking care. You use the clock encore, which actually you can give her character encore as well off this, because she is a transformation character, to have the option of either clock encore or character encore at most any point in time with this character, in case you don't want to pitch anything from hand, deal yourself a damage, whatever. If you're too afraid to deal yourself a damage, pitch a character. It's not like pulling fucking teeth here, kids. Be civil about it. We're fucking adults here, right? Anyway, only 1 copy of that and 4 copies of Yami. Took me a long while, but I finally fucking got them, and got them for pretty good deals. If all your characters are house or transformation, she gets plus 1,500 power, making her a 10k base, and she has hex-proof, quote-unquote. She can't be targeted by your opponent's effects. Clock Shoot does not target, kids. Anywho, also on play, you can draw up to 2 cards, and then discard 1 card. So, helps you dig for that climax combo there, kids, that we're about to go over. When she swings, which we're just going to go ahead and set you right here. Let's say you have 3. When you swing with 1, you can give herself, when Gentle Time is there, in the climax area, you can give herself and another character you control cancel burn until end of the turn. Cancel burn of 1. So if her damage will get canceled, you can hit to burn your opponent for 1. Pretty cool. Also, this is a spin trigger. Very useful. So basically, the dream, drop 3 of these. Play that. Swing, cancel burn, cancel burn. Play, swing, cancel burn, cancel burn. Swing, triple cancel burn. And that is the dream. So, teamwork makes the dream work, right? No. Anyhow, that is the climax combo. It's a 1k1 also. She gets bigger. Basically, the reason I wanted to leave her out as well was she's very useful also late game in case you don't kill your opponent somehow magically with this combo, but you somehow have another copy in hand by some magical means of the imagination. You keep this on field, keep 2 of them in front of them. You can save them with the character encore and be able to do the combo again. It's really useful. So that is it for the level 3s. To not sound salty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 level 9s, or level 3s. Wow, level 9s in this. What the fuck? And then climaxes: 4 of the 1k1 gold bar and 4 of the 1k1 spin trigger. That is it. That is the deck profile. And once again, I don't care who wants to bitch, who wants to complain about the engine, and I don't... It doesn't matter. Everyone, it doesn't matter. What you're going to be trying to do, regardless of whether you have these or these, is you're going to be trying to drop these at level 1, and you're going to be pulling off this combo. Let's be real here. That's what you're going to be trying for. You're not going to be worrying about this shit as much. You're going to want to run them the fuck over. And you're going to want to get your advantage going off. So, that's the way I look at it. Quit bitching. Thank you all for watching. It's much appreciated. Shout outs to my brother Matt, because there's anti-salvage right there. And we will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.